What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Kiluminati. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is GrassTheKid. Let's just pretend like everything is going well here. This is a game from the Divine Intervention tournament. It's just kicking off. This is round number 1. These guys are having some fun, but not actually able to kill that Skraeling there, as Kiluminati does keep that one alive. The Divine Intervention tournament, for those of you who are not aware, this is the first round, this is the first game, so things might be a little bit confusing, but it's essentially a random matchup tournament. There are pre-selected matchups that went into a pool. They got assigned a 0, a 1, a 2, or a 3. Matchups that are a 2 and a 3 do not get picked. These are based off of the fairness of the matchup. So there's only going to be 0 matchups, which is as even as possible, and 1 matchups, which is slightly favoring one player. Now, if you get a 1 matchup, you will also then get a -1 matchup in that series to even things out. And it is possible to get 2 +1s, 2 -1s, for example, as well. Anyways, we'll see how this series is going to go. Very excited for this tournament because we're going to get a lot of different matchups we're not so used to seeing. And a lot of players playing on gods they're maybe not so comfortable with, but they're going to have to work it out. So you will be seeing maybe some strange meta, some weird sort of strategies and things like that. But in the end of the day, It's going to be a very, very fun tournament. Lots of strong players participating as well. But to get into the first one, we are going to be watching Kiluminati's Loki taking on GrassTheKid's Oranos. Now, Grass and Groom, for you guys who do not know, he is an Oranos main. But just because you're an Oranos main doesn't really mean a whole lot. You are up against Loki. Loki is a great god to pick into Oranos a lot of the time. It's a very, very skillful matchup. We'll see how things are going to go. The map is always going to be competitive mega random on this tournament, so we're only going to be seeing competitive mega random, which means that every map should be fairly unique to some degree, as we do see that Oracle getting shanked as the temple is going to go down on this position. Grass and Kiluminati are going to have a little bit of a rough start here in this game, both only getting the 1 Orc in their main base and then having to move out to a secondary hunt here. There's a decent amount of hunt on the map, it seems, spreading out all across the map, but most of the time, if the Oranos player is aware of where the Loki player is hunting, that's when things get a little bit challenging for the Loki player. So we'll see if Grass can actually find some sort of a victory here. We are seeing a little bit of a problem here with the early game, as that temple's coming down just a little bit late. These guys are having way too much fun in this game, taking this one a little bit too well, I mean, I don't know. They're taking it seriously, but not seriously at the same time. HEIMDALL coming through here for Kiluminati. This is going to be a very, very fast advance. Well, not actually a fast advance, but a very, very strange early game here for Kiluminati. Going HEIMDALL against Oranos definitely works, but you have to be quick about it, and you've got to be putting the pressure on. A lot of the time, we see 4 City as the standard on this map, as we do see the house coming down as well on this front. This is something that I would normally say not the best of ideas. One way to do this is you can actually put this first house off in the corner while you're scouting. Say you want to scout up the top, you move the Ulfsark up to the top, drop the house over there, move back over here, drop the house over here. However, if Kiluminati wants to put the pressure on nice and early, he's going to want that Ulfsark to be building long houses straight away. So he has to build both these houses on the front. But then he needs to pull back and put the rest of his houses in his main base. Otherwise, life can get very, very tough. Now, unfortunately for Kiluminati, he has not found these villages just yet, as the longhouse coming down on this position here. Nice and fast. Prometheus, very, very late here from Grass and Groom. He is going for a 5-minute plus advance, as his home base is now under attack with Kiluminati's Borker Battle Lover attacking this sentry tower. He does not know where these units are. The Oracle's sitting, waiting, watching this position, as well as Grass and Groom getting away with murder here. Can I turn these taunts off? It's quite annoying. All right, so Kiluminati now pushing forward. The villagers pulling back. There is a gold mine over here that he could sneak onto as well. So this is not going to be as easy of a gold starve as maybe Kiluminati might be thinking. So that Promethean pulls back underneath the towns, and we do see the military barracks coming down here as Undermine getting dropped down. Will this be enough to take these military buildings down? He does manage to clean one up. The second one looks like it might go down as well as both of the citizens trying to get that one up. That's max value on that Undermine there, as Grass is now down to 100 wood there. He's dropping a military barracks here, and because he's gone for Heimdall, he can actually make throw an axeman completely fine in this position as well, as the Oracle's going after this Herser here. Good micro from both players, pulling back those low HP Herser at this point, as the Terma coming out from the top counter barracks there as well. We have seen GrassTheKid fairly consistently cut citizens in these positions, but he hasn't done so just yet, as the troll coming through causing some problems. He actually taken out those goats underneath the town center, as Kiluminati, he doesn't care in this position. He is going full send, ladies and gentlemen. As the Oracles turn around, they do pick off one Herser here, as the Mamilo starting to roam around. The villagers over here are going to be jumping onto the gold mine at this point. Lots of gold food in the bank here, for Grass, as he is in under a lot of pressure. The Iron Yard does end up falling. This Mamilo over here, there's going to be a Valor potentially in a couple more seconds for GrassTheKid to help defend himself, as Kiluminati, he is just continuing to push in here. GrassTheKid has not started focusing that town center on anything other than the myth units here. Lots of idle citizens at this point as well, as he is under so much duress here. So many Anya in this position here as well. As the Herser taking these ones down, we do see the units pulling back, and the Valor will be able to come down now as well. We'll see if Grass wants to use that one at this point, as the citizen does end up getting taken down. Grass is in such a difficult position here. Kiluminati has pushed in. Very, very surprisingly, the town center is about to go down. 400 HP remaining on this one, as we do see the shockwave coming down. The heroes now popping out here from that Valor. Still a decent amount of resources in the bank here for GrassTheKid to just manually heroize his units if he so chooses, as the citizens still trying to jump in and out of the town center to keep themselves alive. These Herser and the troll coming back in, as the town center does end up staying alive here with 400 HP. Kiluminati's early game attack may have been thwarted here, as GrassTheKid might be able to survive. This citizen over here does look like it's going to be going down as well too. The Ursa, it's down to 7 HP. But this villager does get into the town center there, keeps itself alive. The Mermilla heroes can come over here. The citizen gets sniped by the troll. Great snipe there by Kiluminati, as the attack is still mounting on this position, taking out the temple. The medium Terma can come through and take out this throw-in axeman, as well as the military barracks going to be coming down onto this position as well. We do see the Terma getting caught out a little bit. Great micro there from Kiluminati, as Grass, he's still on this gold mine. He's still on this hunt over here. Is it 10 citizen to Kiluminati's 28 villagers? So even after all is said and done, GrassTheKid, technically speaking here, he is still in front on the he's still in front on the economy by an ever slight margin of income at 11 citizen right now. But Kiluminati, he's got tons of favor in the bank. He can make tons of iron here. After all the Valors are gone, or if all of the Terma do get taken out, life gets very, very tough. So you do see the INR moving forward over here. Great micro here from Grass, going to be pulling back, getting a very little bit of damage done, as the raiding cavalry can come through and can start actually taking this Terma down. The speed difference is kind of similar though, 6 speed to 5.83. So Grass does manage to pull away from that one, as the units have to retreat back. Kiluminati coming in with his Herser. We do see some Cairo Ballists are now coming through for Grass, as he's going to be able to utilize those to take out those Hersers. They're very slow at 4.62 speed. They're not going to be able to dodge those Cairo Ballists in order to get in there and kill them before the damage starts mounting. That's Kiluminati pulling back here. He will need to continue building houses. He's not really building houses in his main base, dropping another couple of long houses over here as the pressure is still coming through. The Iron Hiar getting chased down, as that Terma will be able to pick those off. The Herser pulling off that long house. They're going to be pushing the units away, as the raiding cavalry going to get a little bit of damage done onto that Cairo Ballast there, but generally speaking, should be able to get away from just the one, as Kiluminati deciding to actually take this fight. He does have those Iron Hiar in here, which do increase the Herser damage quite considerably here. Will we see any myth unit spawns helping out or not is the big question. The heroes are getting taken out. There's only the one hero remaining on this position as the villagers in the main base for Grassing coming back onto this medium gold mine here, as well as Kiluminati pulling back. He does have a handful of raiding cavalry out. Both players after all is said and done, Kiluminati is actually in a great position here, but Grassing is well and truly still in this game, even after the early game harassment coming through, as Kiluminati searching around for things to take out here with his raiding cavalry. He's still kind of not found these units down in the bottom corner of the map, eating these berry bushes on this medium gold or large gold mine here. No mana here is really confusing Kiluminati quite a bit in this game. Also, with a couple of citizen on the gold mine in the home base, that kind of confuses him even more. But one thing that Kiluminati has done really nicely now is he's got 6 iron here. Getting that upgrade, HEIMDALL Kettle, is such a big one as well. It gives the Iron here an extra 6 hack damage. On top of that 15, that's a huge amount of extra damage to come through here. But what's going to happen is the town center has been repaired back up to full HP. These Iron can come in and actually take that town center down, but he needs to ensure he's got all of his units in to defend this, because there's a handful of hero Murmillo on this position that can take these units out very, very fast. But 1 mana getting taken down here as the HEIMDALL Kettle does come through. The Iron, however, are getting targeted down by the heroes. You need to ensure that those HEIMDALL Kettle Iron do stay alive, or at least aren't getting targeted down by heroes, as we do see the Thrown Axeman coming in, getting a little bit of damage done as the army pushing through. Kiluminati wants to make this attack happen immediately here, as another hero Murmillo getting taken down. There's so many myth units here. Look at this Iron. The special attack is doing so much damage to all of those units there, as well as now the units starting to target that town center. Can this fight go the wayside of Kiluminati? This is only a Oranos town center. Really doesn't do all that much damage to the units, especially when it's targeting a 60% pierce armor, 302 HP, HEIMDALL Iron here. So Kiluminati is more than happy to take the fight underneath this position, with both players still sitting at about 80 population here, as the Cairo Ballista getting some good damage done. No raiding cavalry in to take out those Cairo Ballista will mean that these Cairo Ballista are going to be able to take out the Thrown Axeman very, very easily here. But the army of Kiluminati is still moving forward, as this hero citizen getting taken out as well. That's going to be huge there for Kiluminati as well. But the Cairo Ballista should be more than enough. If we can target these down in a nice position here, he can get that splash damage done onto these units and finish them off quite nicely, as the hero citizen does manage to stay alive. The citizen over here does end up getting taken down, as Kiluminati needs to retreat back and rethink this attack. Think about maybe another way of moving forward. He can just stay in the classical age and continue to take these fights, because it's really, really tough for Grass and Groom to really make this one work, as the farm's starting to come down in the main base. Grass is onto this gold mine with 3 villagers. He can take this villager off this berry bush here and come onto the large gold mine, as well as now Kiluminati searching around. He sees the boar. He's trying to find where the gold mine is. If he finds this, life gets very tough for Grass and Groom very, very quickly, as the Murmillo searching around now as well for Grass. He wants to get a little bit of a raid on, as Kiluminati, his economy hasn't been touched in this game. He's got 50 villages right now, and they're mostly dwarves. Are they mostly dwarves? Look at those farms. Beautiful from Kiluminati. You can tell he's a ramen with those farms there, as the Murmillo spotting this position. Kiluminati going to be trying to drag his ox cart away from this position, as Grass has clicked onto that one nicely there. But the villagers can start shanking down, defending on that position, as the Thrown Axeman pulling back. Kiluminati, he needs to get some raiding cavalry out desperately to deal with those Carabals. So they're so very much out of position here, as the Thrown Axeman coming back over, trying to defend this one. This ox cart can come up to the top. There's another ox cart over here he can bring up onto this position, or he can just train it out of his town center as well, as the Iron does spot the mana on this position over here. Kiluminati here with 90 population. He's not really training units to the best of his ability. He's actually found himself in a little bit of a challenging position. However, villagers going to be pushing in here. They are really good at taking Cairo Ballista out. Cairo Ballista are actually a siege unit. They have that siege tag, which means that the villagers get their 150% bonus damage against them. And GrassTheKid knows this nicely. He's pulling back, ensuring that he's not going to get taken out there as the shockwave dropping down onto this position. We do see the mana getting taken down as the villagers are going to be moving back to their home base. We'll see if Kiluminati is going to be able to be paying attention there. You have to just send those villagers forward to shank at this point. There's no way those thrown axemen are going to be able to deal with this. But look at this from GrassTheKid. Great micro here with those Murmillo pulling back, taking those villagers out. Kiluminati in a very tough position now. He's going to have to retreat out of this position. He hasn't been able to get those raiding cavalry out to deal with them. He has found some damage onto these citizen here as he's pulling back. We do see the armory block coming in for Kiluminati, but he's not going to be fast enough on that. The citizens still making their way back, but picking off one here is probably going to be the best he's going to get as the rest of his village is pulling into this position. He can move over onto this gold mine if he so chooses, as the army of GrassTheKid going to be pulling back. But Kiluminati, after a very small amount of pressure, has absolutely crumbled here. Two citizens do fall as the citizen pulling back into the hometown center now. No gold in the bank right now for Grass, but he is at full population. He does have, excuse me, he's got the gold mine at the top of the map here as well, as a citizen almost going down. Kiluminati going to have to pull back here as the dwarves, villagers coming up onto this gold mine. But the Murmillo, they are tracking nicely onto this position. The thrown axemen coming through, going to be attempting to get some damage done. We do see a handful of units falling over here, as well as the army of Kiluminati. How can he get up to full population is the big important question here. The thrown axemen getting some good damage done onto that Murmillo, but the ox cart looks like it might be going down. Nope. Good kill there for Kiluminati. He's going to be able to get onto this gold mine nicely and get that gold income coming up. You can also spam some more farms out, go into a kind of a more of a throw an axeman, raiding cavalry type army here to deal with what Grass is making. How many military buildings does he actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4 military buildings. Probably not enough when you've got 48 villagers here. He's probably going to start shooting up. So maybe, I mean, I like the wall. That's going to help him out a lot, but potentially getting some more longhouses down and pumping those units out would not go astray here at all, as the army does pop out. Also, maybe getting himself medium raiders wouldn't go astray here either. GrassTheKid at this moment, he can think about getting himself a second town center or going to the heroic gauge as the raid is coming in onto this position. The ox cart's going to be rotating around. Great awareness from Kiluminati to keep himself kind of going here. There's also a sneaky ox cart over here as well, so even picking these ones off isn't going to be that big of a deal, as more units starting to pull in onto this position, as we do see the army able to take a little bit of a fight over here. However, the hero Murmillo actually really good against this army, though Grass does decide to pull away for the time being, as this wall going to be getting taken out. Could sneak an ox cart around onto this gold mine potentially here, which would be a very smart way to play this, leaving just a handful of villagers here as a bit of a bait. Really nice play there from Kiluminati, though he's left them on this gold mine. I would have liked to see him sneak around, because look, the Murmillo heroes are coming for GrassTheKid into this location, and Grass will spot these villagers making the retreat into that corner. Great play. A lot of villagers falling over here. The Iron are coming into the main base, though, going after the town center yet again. He might actually be able to kill it, but Thea is coming through here for GrassTheKid. This is going to be absolutely gigantic for him, as Kiluminati is slowly but surely falling in this game. The villagers have snuck onto this position, but GrassTheKid, he will be spotting this with the Carabalster, with the Terma onto this location here. The villagers are mostly all going to get taken down. We do see the villagers back onto this location here. We do have Safeguard coming through and Watchtowers here for Kiluminati, as the hero Murmillo does make their way through here. The Aini are going to be trying to retreat away. 3.0 speed is very slow. This is the weakness of the Aini, as two citizens do get taken out there. Lots of villagers falling in this game for GrassTheKid, but look at his resources. He is really keeping that income coming in, and he's going to be able to jump straight to the Mythic Age as well here in this game, as the raiding cavalry are going to swing in and attempt to take out these units here. We do see that Kiluminati with 400 wood in the bank, and he's got how many farms does he have? 16, 18 farms. He's got a little bit of herdables in his main base he could be grabbing there as well. There is always going to be a problem of gold, though, for GrassTheKid, and Kiluminati, we've talked about this already a little bit, but he doesn't really need to go to the heroic gauge when you're going through Heimdall. You can just keep on pushing, keep on getting that damage done, because you don't, like, obviously the heroic gauge is great, but you don't really need to leave it. You just need to ensure your opponent isn't getting gold, as we do see Kiluminati spots the villagers on this location. One very, very low HP citizen here, 14 HP on this gold mine. Could take that one out as the army pushing through. He has managed to steal the Hesperid's tree here as well. That's gigantic. Getting himself some dryads here for the cost of gold, which Kiluminati should be getting quite a bit of, as he's continuing to pump villagers onto this location here. And look at GrassTheKid. He's got himself a ton of those military barracks out, trying to make himself those heavy Murmillo, but Throw an Axemen are in with a very big amount of Throw an Axemen, able to take those out. The Terma, there's a very small amount of them here, and it looks like Kiluminati might even be able to be winning this fight here, as GrassTheKid has dropped down to 87 population here. Losing those citizen that just happened has actually hurt him in a really big way. Kiluminati with tons of food in the bank as well. His gold income is going to be coming up. He is spending it on the dryads though, but with GrassTheKid with 1,000 gold in the bank, we'll see if he can hold on, as this Townsend, it looks like it might be falling here. The dryads don't have any crush damage, but they're still doing a ton of damage as the special attack from that Iron coming down. Townsend are now dropping down to 150 HP as Kiluminati making a desperate push in. GrassTheKid loses his Townsend, but he's at 100 population. Kiluminati at 80 population, and copper weapons coming through as well to try and help combat against those heavy Murmillo that GrassTheKid has got here. Definitely is a big way to help those out here, as that pushes all of the units up. A Valkyrie spawn is going to be absolutely huge here. I'd love to see that Valkyrie just move up and start harassing those gold villages there as well, as GrassTheKid still pumping units out. He's still at full population, 18 citizens here. Every citizen that could potentially get taken out would be a really big deal. The other thing is GrassTheKid without a Townsend means no more favor income, so he's not going to be able to make those manually convert those units into heroes. So just sniping those down and continuing this fight is going to be a really big idea, as the Hesperid's tree has come back into the control of GrassTheKid here. And Kiluminati continuing to put pressure on. We do see a cheeky little raid coming through here from Grass to get a little bit of a distraction in. The raiding cavalry coming in have stopped the gold income for Grass. He's got 4 citizen over there. That's gigantic there as well, as the Hesperid's tree comes back in to Kiluminati's possession. He's going to continue making those dryads, because why the hell not? He's making Einhard, he's making dryads, he's spending all of his resources beautifully here, as GrassTheKid pulling away from this position, as we do see a Arcus hero going down. 75 favor remaining in this game. Another citizen down. He's down to 14 citizen. He's down to 13 citizen against Kiluminati's nearly 60 villagers here, ladies and gentlemen. This game is absolute chaos, as what else can Grass really do in this game? Answer is not a whole lot here, ladies and gentlemen, as Kiluminati manages to somehow take the win here in this game with a brutal Heimdall rush. Kiluminati very excited here. He's been playing a lot of games lately, and his level has definitely risen. We have to jump into game number 2 very quickly. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.